Hi, everyone. It's Mary. I got something to tell you. I could never be a medical transcriptionist. I had a lot of things in this life I could do, a lot of jobs I've had, but that, never. It's not that typing or the doctor's handwriting would deter me. Do doctors still write charts? I think some of them do. My problem would be reading the symptoms and the medical conditions. I'd have every single one of them. To say that I am easily influenced is like saying, oh, the Titanic just sprung a little leak. Knowing this about myself, I wasn't at all surprised to end up with yet another condition after watching an episode of Oprah, devoted to, you ready? The disease to please. Sounds scary, doesn't it? Well, I took Oprah's Do You Have the Disease to Please self-diagnosis quiz, and guess what? I passed it with flying colors. I mean, top of the chart. Here's some of the questions. Do you ever say yes when what you really want to say is no? Well, of course I do. Doesn't everyone? Or how about this one? Is it important to you to be liked by nearly everyone in your life? Oh man, I whipped through that quiz in about 10 seconds flat, answering every question. Yes, yes, well, yes, and yes. That's when I had to admit that this is not likely something imagined. I test positive for the disease to please. I'm learning that this disease is insidious as it wends its way through my mind and body. It starts with wanting to be a good person. Yes, wanting to be liked, wanting to be chosen first, never last. I respond to everyone's requests and just keep doing more and more with promptness and, well, I hope, perfection. In a way, this might seem like more of a conflict than a revelation. After all, aren't we all called to act with generosity out of hearts of gratitude and service? Isn't it selfish always to say no? Oh, I'm learning there is a huge difference between authentic service and using it as an opportunity to manipulate. Some doctors say the disease to please can actually kill us. The emotional buildup of not being able to say no increases our stress hormones like adrenaline, and that's really bad for us. It makes our hearts beat faster than normal. Our blood pressure rise and blood vessels narrow. That can lead to a heart attack, to a stroke, or even cancer. So, Oprah, what's the treatment? Thankfully, she didn't leave us hanging there. Her guest went on to say 3 things we can do, 3 things I can do to treat my case of the disease to please. The first one is analyze your motivation. Oh boy, it gets me right there. I'm a grandma. I have 2 precious, wonderful, perfect grandsons. This isn't easy. Since realizing about this disease that I have, I've had to look at why is it that I want to give them everything they want before they can even want it. Their heart's desire. I want to make every Friday of their lives special. Yeah, we call it Fun Friday. I've had to sit down and ask myself the hard question. What am I trying to do here? Am I trying to be, and I'm really sorry to say this, am I trying to be their favorite grandma? Am I trying to vicariously reparent my son, who is their father? Beyond that, am I reparenting myself? I do for my grandsons things that I could have only wished and hoped and dreamed anyone would have done for me as a child. Am I trying to make up for the things that I wish I would have taken the time to do with my own 2 boys? Honestly, Oprah did something to my head. That show really, really made me stand back and take a look at the reasoning. Because what I've just described, That's manipulation. That's wrong. That is wrong to do one thing one way in order to have an effect in another way that maybe won't be noticed, but that in some way I can manipulate the thinking, the actions of another person. The second part of the treatment is that I need to realize that I am in control. I have control over what I do and the way that I treat people and what I do for my grandsons. Becoming assertive is the way to arrest the disease. Being assertive, realizing I am in control. This is the hard part. It takes courage to say no. We can't do that today, boys. No, we are not going to have Fun Friday next week. No, you cannot have all 60 things that you want for your birthday. Now, I'm exaggerating. My precious, perfect grandsons would never ask for 60 things. Oh, the next part. It takes courage to be honest. It takes courage to set limits. It takes courage to decide how much I will spend or how much time I will devote to any event or project and then to stick to it. Folks, you have no idea how difficult this is for me. Remember, I was born with that spendthrift gene. It's in my blood. I have had to learn to rein myself in, to become assertive, and to arrest my disease. I don't know that it can be cured, but boy, I'm really treating it. Every day of my life, I have to think about these things. The last thing, the last in my treatment plan, is to buy time. Buy time. And by that, what I mean is to put some time between my thoughts and my decisions and my actions. The expert on Oprah's show says that time is the best antidote for the disease to please, whether it's 5 minutes or 5 months. I have had to learn, and I'm not perfect at it, people. I am so impulsive. Oh, I wish you knew how impulsive I am, because I know some of you think, oh, she's just perfect. She doesn't have any debt. You know, she does all these things. Oh, please, please, please. I am so needy when it comes to that, so I'm working so hard at it. So whether it's 5 minutes or 5 months, I'm learning to never answer on the spot. That's hard with the cutest little kids you've ever seen in your whole life who love their grandma so much, and I love them. But I have to remember nothing is so urgent. I cannot take time to think about it. Oh, that is a life-changing way to live. Acting to please can be noble and gratifying as long as the decision to do so is for the joy it brings, not for what I can expect to get in return. And that's where the manipulation part comes. And that's where the manipulation part has to end for me. I examine things. You know, what is it? What is my motivation here? Oh, I am so grateful that I watched that show. I have thought about it so much in the time since then. And I hope that just my expressing how I deal with this and that I do have this disease will help you to look into your heart. Maybe you've never encountered it, but you probably know someone like this. And now maybe you can understand a little bit. I sure hope that's helped. And you know what else I hope? I hope that you'll subscribe to this podcast. I would love that more than anything. I want you to be part of my community. I want to know that you're out there because you mean the world to me. And I thank you for listening. See you next time.
Thank you. You've been listening to Debt Proof Living with Mary Hunt. Debt Proof Living with Mary Hunt was created and hosted by Mary Hunt. Produced by Julie Emerson, with Harold Hunt, executive producer. Save time and save money every day. Make it easy on yourself. Just subscribe at everydaycheapskate.com. That's where you'll find all the ways you can follow Mary, follow Everyday Cheapskate, and Debt Proof Living. Thanks for listening.